Getting to entertain people is a luxury, I think, and it's fun. There's a childlike point of view in a lot of my work. Even in the music videos or commercials, there's a bit of a child's perspective. The story of the United commercial involved a dad going on a trip and the child imagining what the dad goes through. It's a dream job for me. It's a pretty rare occasion. As director on this project, I would say first and foremost it was to set up the initial storyboards and what's the feel of the piece. And then stylistically, what's this all going to look like? You know, how do we want to do this? The advertising agency wanted a cutout look. I said, well, I think I'd like to build a bunch of sets and miniatures. This is going to take more people and more time, but I really like the idea of working with a team, getting to get our hands on these figures and our hands on lights and our hands on the sets and get out the paints and make a big mess and make it beautiful.
What Jamie does to get everybody inspired to do what he wants them to do is he really works with everybody personally.
This is Alex, the illustrator. Alex draws everything you see, for the most part, in this spot. It starts on this messy desk right here.
It starts immediately once the pencil or pen touches the paper. It's like a language, once you start sketching. I'll finish it, send it over to Todd, the magician.
This is Todd. He's our digital guru.
My role is to take a drawing by the illustrator and apply color and texture to the images and get them ready for puppet preparation.
This is Soyen. She paints everything. Some backgrounds are completely painted by her, like the stars and the washes on the sky. And some textures that she paints are scanned into the computer and then printed out onto some of the figurines. This is Morgan. He builds our puppets.
My job is to make sure that we can make the puppets, we can make the sets, and we get what Jamie wants. That's what we're going to end up with, right there. That's the idea. You know, it's kind of a crude print, but we get the physics of it all. That's to scale. And then that gets broken up into this mess of body parts. So I take this, I cut it up all into their specific pieces, and then I put them together. I put joints on them, and I make sure that they're going to work for the animator.
This is Kim Blanchett, stop-motion maestro.
Well, stop-motion animation is just like any other animation, except we shoot on tabletops with real sets. We have to do every little movement by hand, one frame at a time. So it's kind of like a handmade film, which is not done too often these days. And it's really tense, because if something screws up, you got to shoot the whole thing all over again. It takes a lot of concentration and a lot of patience, I suppose. I just really focus in on what I'm doing, and I try and feel like I'm in the scene with the characters.
After the shot has been animated, these pieces of hardware are the rigging, and those are needed to anchor the puppet to the set. In this 60-second commercial, there are 1,440 frames. I have to go through each frame and remove the rigging.
What I love about doing stop motion is it's an organic process in the brain of the animator versus a mechanical process in the computer. So you're always going to get something special. The covers being pulled up over the sun, that scene really showed what the piece could be. Kim's animation of the hand is so simple. It's just the fingers couldn't move except for the thumb. So all he had was that thumb and the wrist, and yet he got such a beautiful action coming across that conveyed, you know, something human and something warm. My son's name is Lucas, and he's a deep sleeper, and it's one of my nightly jobs to check on him and pull the covers up. He always manages to get him around his ankles, so, you know, it just came from real life. And I think a lot of dads could relate to that. Kids, if they can see their parent let go of the world and go into some imaginary space, that really excites them. Because suddenly it's like, oh, you're gonna go on my planet for a little while, and okay, you're on my planet, let's do it. My rocket ship's a little faster than yours, you know, and that's just, it's great fun. Being a father and having that experience of sharing the storytelling with my son, that mixed with also knowing that feeling, what it's like to leave your son for a few days and really missing him, definitely pushed me towards that script, and I think it resonates in the piece. With many artists, their goal is to make an emotional connection with their audience. I really feel that my job is to think of someone sitting there, you know, they're channel flipping, or, you know, maybe they're watching a show, and up comes this thing, and can we make these moments that catch them and sort of take them off guard and bring them, pull them off their seat into something, and creating those little magical moments of, whoa, what did I just see? And having it touch them to an emotional level with the father and the son. I really believe that you have to respect the audience's time, every little moment, and give them something special. Oh, I love it. Yeah, I love that. I love the piece. Very proud of it.